Hello, welcome back to Actisense's Tech Tuesday. This week I'm talking about NMEA 2000. Just to try and clear up any confusion there may be over how NMEA 2000 works and how it differs to NMEA 0183. Same as before. If you have any questions as we go, please feel free to chime in. I'm going to dive straight in and talk about the topology of an NMEA 2000 network. This is a small network that I have next to me, a panel that I use for doing my testing of our products with. As you can see, there's this kind of main trunking that goes along here and then out this side, and trust me, behind this panel it reconnects up back into here as well. It comes out the other side at the end here. This forms what's called the backbone of an NMEA 2000 network, and it's the main trunk. You must have one of these to be able to form an NMEA 2000 network as part of the minimum requirements. It doesn't necessarily have to have even any cabling in it. It can just consist of two T-pieces, as long as it's powered as well. I'll go over the rest of the components that make up an NMEA 2000 network as we go. So at the end here you can see these pieces here. This comes out. That is a 120 ohm termination resistor. And there's one of those on each end in parallel, so there's 60 ohms termination across the network. So you must have two termination resistors at the extremities of the backbone for any NMEA 2000 network. No more, no less, must be two. This is at the moment providing power. Unfortunately, this product here that I'm showing you has been discontinued by us. It's no longer available. But you can still use Actisense products to power your network with. Inside of our NMEA 2000 starter kit, and sold individually as well, is our micro power T-piece. And that's simply just a T-piece. But instead of having this metal connector you can see here that spins freely, it has a power cable with two pairs of wires on the end. I'll go over why that is in just a second. So yeah, the power insertion point here, that powers your network. Best to try and put that as close to the centre of the electrical demand of the NMEA 2000 network as you can. So that the supply can be distributed evenly and adequately power all the NMEA 2000 devices that are on your network without significant volt drop, or if you're building large networks, the volt drop can have an effect at the extremities of the network if it's too large. So I mentioned previously then about the two pairs that are on the multi-power T-piece. On the Actisense ones, for example, you'll see the black and red. Obviously those are standard colours for when you're providing power, but then there's the red and black solid colours, and then there's red and black with a white stripe on. And each of these pairs are powering one side of the T-piece separately, and that's, like I said before, so you can power each half of the NMEA 2000 backbone properly. Both of those pairs, both the red ones must be connected to the positive terminal of the battery, and both of the black ones must be connected to the negative. Moving on then, all Actisense cabling is all micro. This is light cabling. Referred to, it's an industry-wide standard. It's used by all manufacturers for light cabling, as in the sizes. And then they have micro connectors on. This is called the device net standard that the NMEA uses and has adopted for its NMEA 2000 networking. It's a very robust, and it's proven robust, and it was one of the reasons it was chosen for this CAN, the control area network topology. Is it's already in use in industries like agriculture and automotive. Are there any questions so far? Nope. Okay, I'll carry on going. I can see that I've got a couple of viewers there. Feel free to say hi. With the light cabling, the maximum length of any light cable backbone is 100 meters. You shouldn't exceed that. If you go up a size to the mid or the heavy cable, then you can go up to 250 meters. And this part coming out of here, that's called an instrument drop. And this one in particular, for my setup that I have here, that's connecting to my Actisense NGW1 that I have there, and I have the same setup coming out the other side to my Actisense NGT1 there, the NMEA 2000 to PC interface. The maximum length of any instrument drop from an NMEA 2000 network must not exceed 6 meters. That's it's very important that you follow that. The sum of all the drops that you have on your network, you only really need to start worrying about this if you are building or designing large networks. The sum of all drops must not exceed 78 meters. You can have up to 50 physical devices on a network, and up to 252 virtual devices. There are 252 addresses that can be claimed on an NMEA 2000 network. Going over some more physical aspects. Like I said before, we have the Actisense Power T that can be used in place of the quick power drop. And another alternative to that we have is called the QNB, stands for Quick Network Block, and it's got a similar kind of looking case to this, but it's much bigger, and there's 6 spaces on it for instrument drops. It's basically like a network in a box, so you can provide power through that. The backbone can be fed through that, and then there's 6 extra spaces for instrument drops. And like I said, each of those instrument drops must not exceed 6 meters. Any questions so far? No? Okay. I have some spare T pieces here just to show the ease of expanding an NMEA 2000 network. You can simply, anywhere where you want to plug in a new device, unlike NMEA 0183, you can't connect NMEA 2000 devices directly into one another. They must come off of the instrument drops on the backbone. So I've got some spare ones set up here. It's like, if I get a new device that I need to test, or if I'm getting a customer return I need to test on the technical support desk here, I use these extra T pieces there. And it's, you know, if you know you're going to be expanding your network soon, it's wise just to have an extra T piece spare if you need it. And then you can just come on. I've got a spare piece of cabling here, which then I can just come along straight into, and I'm ready to connect a new device to the NMEA 2000 network, as easy as that. So it's very easy to upgrade and expand your network and grow your network when you start getting used to it, especially if it's well documented. Like I say, very robust in design, and we pride ourselves on these metal connectors that we have. If you use metal over plastic, then the metal's going to win every time. If there are no questions on NMEA 2000, if there's nothing you want to know in particular that you'd like me to answer for you, then I'm happy to finish just there. It's just a quick kind of overview, really, to try and help you guys out. If there is anything on it out there that you're not sure of. No questions? Okay, great. I'm going to finish just there then. Have a good day.